What's up, guys? It's Benny. Happy day after the 4th of July. Single best 4th of July in modern history, in my honest opinion, and I can prove it to you with one click. This was the 4th of July First Lady last year on the balcony of the White House, and this was the 4th of July First Lady of America this year on the balcony of the White House. President Trump and Melania giving smooches, going viral like a young couple in the throes of love of this country. They stole the show last night in Washington, D.C., an incredible patriotic celebration of this, the greatest nation on earth. Look at ya boy. Look at ya boy. Total and complete aspirational here. Melania and Donald watching from the residence balcony, okay, way up here, right from their bedroom, effectively, the fireworks in Washington, D.C., and then something incredible happened, ladies and gentlemen. Melania Trump hit the Trump dance. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
There's the dance.
The iconic.
Got to get the Trump dance in there. And I love that the First Lady also kind of joins along now. Like, it's taken her a few years, but she's
well, that was one of my favorite parts, is actually watching them watch the fireworks and seeing the warmness of their marriage. Usually you see them standing next to each other and not really joking around that much, but they are just there.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. I don't think it's ever been done officially on camera, but here we go. The official Melania Trump dance with Trump, doing the Trump dance. Amazing, ladies and gentlemen. It is a time for all of us to celebrate. Everybody was having a blast yesterday. We've never seen anything like it with the love of country. A quick reminder that red, white, and blue is back at the White House. Of course, the White House under Joe Biden versus the White House under Donald Trump. I'm sure you can notice the difference there. Yeah, there's one regime that's completely and totally conquered, and then there's one that is restoring America. And speaking of restoring American power, this flyover of the B-2 bombers was just epic. Look at these shots, the vibes, completely immaculate. Look at this flyover of the White House. What a way to kick ass and kick off the 4th of July. Just a thing of beauty. The shots here. Look at this. Yeah, baby. Come on. So awesome. These are the same B-2 bombers that, of course, rid the world of Iran's nuclear program, and now they are part of the official American independence program flying over Washington, D.C. Man, what a sight. Right down the road. Look at that. What a sight to just be standing in the road in D.C. and see that. Amazing. The flyover here was just awesome. Here's a first-person perspective from Lewandowski. There you go. So awesome. Big, beautiful flyover in slow-mo. There you go. Whoosh. What a dream come true. So cool. America's back, baby. We have been restored. Also, of course, President Trump not only smooching and dancing with Melania, not only bringing in the most kick-ass military tech, but also kicking ass by signing his big, beautiful bill as the flyover happened. Amazing, President Trump. Now officially in control, patriots in control in this nation. Donald Trump now has the resources to restore our nation, deport 20 million criminal aliens, defund Planned Parenthood, and a whole lot of other goodies, and tax cuts, and so on. Things that we have promised to do for the American people. Republicans in Congress are writing laws again like they're supposed to, not just ruling by executive fiat or executive order. So all around, an absolutely exceptional and beautiful day. Look at the first couple there outside of the White House. You just can't get better than this. And you can't get better than this country. It just feels like there's a movement of like the country restored. It feels like the country's been restored. It feels like we've been saved. That's what it feels like. There's like this feeling, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you got it, but I certainly did. I happen to be at Trump National right now, which is a Trump property here in Florida. So we had a great firework demonstration right here on property. It's beautiful. And here's President Trump view from the White House during the flyover. President Trump made remarks at the White House. I'll leave you with these. Happy birthday, America. Greatest damn country on earth.
Weeks ago, our incredible Air Force pilots conducted one of the most successful military strikes in all of history, Operation Midnight Hammer, and that's exactly what it was. It was a hammer. This evening, we're honored to be joined by 150 airmen and their families from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, home of the B-2 bomber. And we've kept them a little bit on guard. We kept them a little bit, let's be a little bit quiet about it. But if you want to raise your hand very quickly, raise your hand, because you people are just incredible. They don't want to be in disguise. You know, they say, we don't have to do that. They're looking at us like we're a bunch of babies. We don't have to be in disguise. We saw all those hands go up. Thank you very much. We owe you everything. Great job. Incredible. Just flawless. One of the most flawless military campaigns in the history of our country. Well, thank you very much. And that is some sight, especially after what happened just a week ago, when you look at that big, beautiful plane, and the other ones were something. It was an incredible mission. And I think I can say very proudly, and I don't have to quote the polls, that our country is more proud right now than it's been in many, many years. We have pride, we have dignity, we have something that's happened miraculously so fast. You know that our military now is the most sought-after job there's ever been, serving in our military. 1 year ago, people didn't want to join our military. They didn't want to join our police, our firefighters. They didn't want to join anything having to do with our country. And now, as you probably know, the enlistment is at an all-time record. We're packed. We're full. And I just think that's so important, because that was so sad 1 year ago when I heard those statistics. We had a different president, but nobody wanted to join, and now we're at a record. And I will say that I just left NATO, where we had a tremendous experience. They've agreed to put up over $1 trillion a year. They went from less than 2% to 5%, and nobody thought that was possible. And they told me very strongly, the leaders of a big part of the world, very respected people all, they told me that, 1 year ago your country was dead, and now you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. So that's the way it is, and that's the way we like it. And it's only going to get hotter. I promise you that.